Hello, I'm Bonita Highley. Hello, I'm Bonita Highley, author of Detective Liam Niles, and this is my self-interview. When did I start writing? I started writing in 2007, and what inspired me to become a writer? I was always fascinated with all behind-the-scenes TV shows when I was growing up. Always fascinated about how they created such a wonderful film, everything behind the scenes. And I was very fascinated to, I just want to become a writer. And before I know it, I got older and I just started writing. Uh, in my writing process, I visualize the scenes in my head, then I write in parts to the story, usually starting with the action parts, then adding the other parts to the story, such as personality, the characters, so far, so far, and so on. My advice to other writers is starting out, just write. Write the story. Don't worry about punctuation, grammar, all that stuff really comes after that. You just edit, just write your story, relax, and edit later. That's the last thing you do anyway, is you just edit. Um, how to deal with writer's block. Just take a break. Just let your mind relax. You will come back to it. It will come back eventually. How I develop my characters, one page at a time. I build up their personalities along with other characters' personalities. I do research for accuracy along with the creative freedom I have that I enjoy doing as a writer. The most important quality is being consistent with your writing. Make sure your story reads smoothly. Believe me, you want to do that because if you don't, you're going to go back, you're going to end up taking out an awful lot of words and redoing the whole thing. Just make sure you be consistent with your work, especially if you're doing mystery stories, because it has to all line in place to make sure that every clue you do lines up to the very end of what people expect of what who done it. They need to know the steps and who done it. Sometimes it's a surprise at the end. Sometimes I leave it out too, so it makes it more of a surprise. Um, the challenge I face as a writer, I have a tendency to overwrite. It drives me nuts sometimes, but I see it as, well, it's better to overwrite than not write at all. Because what I do is I have a tendency to do that, but then I have to go back and just edit out, and usually comes up a lot better. Um, what makes a great story? The moral of the story makes a good story. Because, people like moral of the story. I would like to read an excerpt of my book, Detective Liam Niles. I took my notes backwards. So Detective Liam Niles. Okay. In a sanctuary, Detective Liam Niles stood in his trench coat, his feet spread apart, his hands clutched together behind his back, his keen deduction focus observing the stained glass window, his memory serving him well, and all the clues divulged from the first time he stepped foot inside Chilver Chapel, from in the midst of the gathering till the previous day. His clever thoughts followed his view of the medieval details to decipher. One last inquirement not answered, the hidden signet ring from the other clues of images in his mind of Pastor Connor Drake's statement of trust in him. Liam, I want you to continue searching for the ring. Then Dane's ruthless statement of, how can anyone find that ring amongst all those layer bricks is beyond me. Then Tana's statement to him, I must get used to it as I will soon be his wife, resonated. His deep focus of attention at the inlaid, colored, coded depiction of Mother Mary as he gazed upon the image as though she stared at him, his eyes with hers, his answer. His memory reverts back to Pastor Connor's statement from the beginning, a woman like Mother Mary. Then Bryn's statement, I used to read the old documents to her. The documents struck into his own mouth as he murmured, Bryn, of course. God Almighty, you are sweet. His gaze spell suddenly ended as he turned to leap out of the sanctuary, boldly treading the long corridor towards Bryn's room. Readjusting his snug gloves, his open trench coat showed his already obtained sword strapped to his side. While he treads onward on the way, walks straight into Bryn's room. You see her slowly pushing off on the floor. This is a nice, that this is a, it just took 3 years. This took 3 years to write. What you expect? Well, this is written in this book, as it's the Derium. It's like a diary. It's called Derium. And it is a diary of the character Lady Tana Drake. Drake came from my ancestry on my mother's side of the family. So it is really a story that's fabricated, yes, but the origins come from a real night. So that's what this is all about. So I took my ancestry and I put it to good use into a really awesome story. So what to expect? Well, there could be a possible sequel to this, possible sequel to the story in the future, near future. Okay, so where can you find my book, Detective Liam Niles? Okay, you can find it at Amazon in ebook and paper book form, or you can get it at payhip.com. Payhip, that's PAYHIP.com, or you can payhip.com at Bonita Highley, bonitahighley.com. Where you can reach me at Facebook at Bonita Highley. That's Bonita Highley. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on YouTube with all of my book trailers, all within my Facebook, not Facebook, yes, but my YouTube channel. You can find me on my Facebook there and Twitter. So yes, so I hope you have enjoyed reading my book, and we'll take it from there and see how far we can go on, see what we can do. And my whole aspiration is eventually to make this story into a film. That's what my passion is, what I really wanted in the first place. So yes, so you're more welcome to enjoy my book, Detective Liam Niles. Thank you.